back at you. Cementric Sidewalker, University of Alabama, Roll Tide Road, baby.
Ain't no way, cuz. Maybe next time. Poor Abel, Platform Mellow, Stageburg, the University of Memphis. Go Tigers, go.
Man down, pimp in distress. Sidarius Walker, Florida Atlantic University, go Owls. See, trying to show out. Rolary Skatesburg, Temple University, Temple Tough. I tried to stop him. You going to jail. Marion Flagstaff, United States Military Academy, go Black Knights. Oh my God! Oh my God! We got him. Antoine Bird, University of Texas at Austin, go Longhorns. Hook 'em. Flag on the play, unnecessary loudness. 10-yard penalty. Patty Omar Slipton, Washington State University, go Cougars.
Oh, shit. I thought I could do it. Damn. I know, I thought I could do it.
Well, you couldn't. Grayson Porch, West Virginia University, go Mountaineers. Paul Leash, University of Michigan, go Wolverines. Hitchard Ballmount, Concord University, go Mountain Lions.
I'm sorry for playing this as an intro, but I found this guy on Instagram. We've been around for a while. I've seen these, but I've just been spamming these.
Ishmael Fitzgerald, Edward Waters University, Tiger
It's the
Pride.
names that get me. These goofy ass names you come up with.
Chase Chihuahua, University of Notre Dame.
Okay, we've
Go
had
Irish.
enough fun. We've had enough fun. Appreciate Cotton and Zombie being here. In fact, Cotton, that's something I actually wanted to ask you because I saw something and Zombie's already got some hits for us, which is dope. I saw something on Lamb of God, their drummer, and did their drummer get fired for having like a neurological issue or something? That's kind of fucked up. I don't know enough about it, but I guess he had some issue with his foot and he couldn't drum the same, some shit like that. Like, I don't know if that's just like a simplifying answer, but yeah, I saw something on that, so I don't know. We will actually have a subject. I'm gonna try to have subjects when we do these streams to give it some structure. I do want to talk a little bit about this Underground City thing. Chris Adler, his foot was fucked up. Yeah, okay, so yeah. I did see that. It's pretty crazy, but I mean, I get it because that fucking metal, you gotta move and shit. Yeah, he fucked his foot up. He fucked his foot up from drumming. It was from drumming. It was some like repetitive injury. Like if you do the same thing over and over forever type injury. Yeah, Chris Allen was the dude name. Yep. So it just happened to come across my algorithm. Speaking of algorithms, let's see what Zombie Man has for us. Zombie on the beat. This is called a Survivor remix, something he's been working on. And we'll be back shortly.
Zombie on the fucking beat.
All right. Sounds pretty good. That was Survivor remix. Had like almost a hyper pop thing going on with the vocal sample. Appreciate everyone being here. A few people showed up. So, Brandon Howland had shots with Chris Adler. It's a miracle he can drum now. Yeah, usually it's a death sentence for the career. Yeah, it's like a serious issue. It's usually a death sentence for a musician. Sometimes it happens with athletes. But yeah, he had to learn how to use his other foot. I think it's his right foot. His right foot's fucked. He can't use it. He had to learn how to drum with his left foot, and he can't drum as fast and can't do some of the same things. And Brandon Howland had shots with him. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Seems like a chill guy. Yeah, he seemed like a chill guy. Sucks about, having issues like that. I mean, it's cool that he could, like you said, that he can even still do stuff. So I just happened to show up on my algorithm and man, it's a cool story. So I appreciate a few people showed up. That was Zombie Man with his heat. We got Brandon Holland showed up. Scrambles the Death Dealer, another musician. Pretty good musician. Lovely Sherry, being lovely as usual. Oh man, son finally got to crowd surf during suicidal tendencies. That's pretty dope. That is real dope. So who opened? Oh man, Metallica in Columbus. Oh man, tons of bands. Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, Mastodon. Oh man, a lot of the old heads still go out on tour. That's pretty cool. Children of Badam, Kerry King. You saw that same video? Okay. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Just like, I mean, it's not that I didn't know you could injure yourself playing an instrument, especially repetitively over however long he's been a drummer, presumably 20, 30, 40 years. You're in one of the Rob Zombie music videos. That's pretty dope. I'm going to be working on my little music this weekend, hopefully to release in a few months, and hopefully can start a streak of releasing every so often, every few months. But that's pretty cool, Brandon, that you're in one of the Rob Zombie videos. Which one? Do you know, like, which spot? I mean, you don't have to tell us. You don't want to. I mean, it's your business for us to look around. We'll get copyright claim if we try to do it live. But that's pretty cool either way. You're one of those people, because you have you in one of the old American Witch videos. Because didn't you say you had like a girlfriend or something that was like a CIA agent or some shit? One of those motherfuckers that's always around shit. Forrest Gump-esque. Like he was there when this happened. He was there in this Rob Zombie video. And yeah, he was there at this fucking gala in Langley. He just one of those people. Got a lot of weird stories, see? Got to get a spare bedroom cleaned up in livable condition so your girlfriend can move in and move it out of your bedroom studio. I see. Good luck with that. Yeah, I met Jalen Milrose from like not too far from here, apparently. Which I shouldn't have said that because let you know which side of Houston we're on. But yeah, Jalen Milrose from the Houston area. So that's crazy. Your niece is friends with his sister. Yeah, Katie and Tompkins. Yep. Tompkins. Yeah, Katie Tompkins. Not Tompkins. Golf with Tompkins. Which we'll talk about some conspiracy theory stuff later. I don't know if I should call it conspiracy theories. No, this isn't theoretical. These are confirmed stories now. I am no longer anywhere close to conspiracy theories. Pretty much everything I believe is quantifiable. You know what I mean? Every single thing at this point. Oh, man. So, yeah. But, yeah, I hope Jalen Milroe is successful. He's the one, a lot was made by Shador. Not just because he's from, I mean, I'm not a Houston. I like Houston. I do like Houston. I've been here a few years. It's growing on me. This news cycle. That's why I wanted to kind of focus it. I'm sick of seeing stuff on both this Carmelo and the evil white woman. Apparently the guy wasn't a pedophile that recorded it because he's been getting death threats. I didn't see that. I'm sick of that. I'm still sick of the El Salvador stuff. so much because there was apparently a Supreme Court ruling for the guy. And it is fucked up to just grab people without due process. However, they also like underreport like who some of these people are, and it's just like, come on, man. There's a way of just telling the truth. I'm just sick of the way the news is. So I'm sick of a lot of stories. I do find this underground thing interesting, especially because, you know, if you are an old head, I think only Cotton would have been here at the time, but we covered this during the pandemic when there was an underground base. I wish I knew which episode. It was one of the very first streams I did, or at least first 50 streams I did for sure. It may not even still be up because they've taken some of my stuff down. Oh, we're not on Kick or Twitch. I'm sorry, Twitch and Kick. Now we are. I didn't see. That's why I do the check. I didn't do the check. I didn't say, are we live? And instead, I did an intro and I fucked up everything. And that's why you do the fundamentals. It's the brown M&Ms. Was it Van Halen wanted to remove brown M&Ms from any bag of M&Ms or bowl of M&Ms. Everyone thought it was just some bullshit, but the reason was to make sure that the people had did everything else right. So if you read that means you read the whole thing and that you paid attention to the details. And that's why you got to do the details. So there you go. Retro Rich, I'm not going to be translating. You thought they were going to try. He wouldn't be a bad backup. He's super fast. He can't really play quarterback. Like, he doesn't know how. I kind of wanted him to go to we went to Seattle, so that's not terrible. But I want him to sit for a year or two, at least, maybe 3. Maybe he can sit all 3 of these years. Maybe they just roll with Sam Darnold for 3 years for real. I think that's what his contract is. And they just sit him all 3 years, and he can just sit and learn, and then come up and see how much accurate it is. I also want to see what happens with Anthony Richardson, who's probably younger because he's only 22, 23 out in Indianapolis. I mean, obviously he's got to beat Daniel Jones, which, you know what, he might lose. He could lose that job to Daniel Jones because, you know, now Jones ain't with the Giants anymore. Colts is kind of a mid-organization, but at least they finally fixed their offensive line. Wait until after they kill Andrew Luck and killed the spirit for football, but they do got a decent offensive line. So I think even Daniel Jones might look a little bit better there than he did for the Giants. But, you know, I don't know, I'm just rooting for some of these. I'm rooting for a lot of people. I'm even rooting for Will Howard. I don't know. I'm kind of sick. There's a generation of quarterback I don't like, so I'm kind of rooting for the young guys to take them over. The generation of Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence, who else? Some of these, just some of these weak mid-generation quarterbacks that we got. Some of y'all just, I kind of feel that way about Herbert, but I'll give him the chance to play out of that perception. But those type of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not, especially the ones who just got just crazy contracts. And even though he's from a different generation, Dakota Rain, a.k.a. Dak Prescott, you know, all these quarterbacks is just you know what? Fuck all you guys. You know what I mean? Y'all can be replaced. Y'all can fucking be replaced. I don't know. But especially Kyler Murray and Trevor Lawrence, those two in particular, they're making so much fucking money to be so trash. And I kind of blame quarterbacks like that for us having to overpay for Goff. If you assholes didn't exist, we wouldn't have to pay so fucking much for Goff. But because of other stupid GMs, we just got to be another dumb GM and pay Goff the fucking moon. And it pisses me off. All right, I'm ranting. Let me see. Oh shit, he is still filming people at the playground. Well, that's fucking weird. See, holy shit. At least score reports for the GF. That's always good. 3 tickets to $6 to see Jesse Murph. I don't even know who that is. I don't know if you do. You threw up the hands hey, $345, man. Well, live service costs now. You want to go do something? It's expensive. That's just how it is. It's expensive nowadays to do anything. But sheesh. Yeah, I'm not translating. So yeah, he is still doing long. Filming people at the playground. we're talking about this guy in this fucked up story. The guy, you call it Joan of Park? Is that what they're calling this bitch? Oh, fuck this bitch. One of Will Howard as our backup. What do you think about the Texans drafting the backup? Some people were mad about that, saying that could have been another guard. They clearly believe in the guards that they're bringing in free agency. They clearly believe in those guys. So we'll see how that works. Thrift stores do usually. There are consignment stores and secondhand stores. Some areas do that. Pawn shops sometimes will buy stuff. Thrift stores don't take donations, but pawn shops and some secondhand shops and consignment shops or whatever may sometimes collectible shops that aren't pawn shops, but that have varied things depending on what you're selling. And then it's always like, okay, if you're selling something musical, go to Guitar Center. Like I said, you're selling some collectibles, go to maybe a comic shop, maybe some action figures, same thing, pawn shop. You're selling tools, again, pawn shop. Is there any place that may take used tools? I don't know. But this is what I would do. You always got Facebook Marketplace. Before we used to have Craigslist, if you all know. I don't know if they still do. They probably do, but Facebook Marketplace is another place to sell stuff. So there are options. But thrift stores are not, unfortunately, like the conventional Goodwill, Salvation Army, shit like that. They're not gonna pay you. Yeah, fuck Joan Park. Fuck all them stories. I'm not talking about the story. I mean, y'all, if it come up, we'll talk for a second. But fuck all them boys. You gonna get whooped on twice a year? Yeah, I think regardless that was gonna happen. Honestly, the Texans should win like 12 games this year, man. Texas should be a really good team this year. I know people worry about the offensive line, but y'all pretty much have literally everything else on some level set. And that's kind of scary. And y'all already have won playoff games. And your quarterback in his third year. Now, a lot of pressure is going to be on this Caley to replace Slowett. A lot of pressure on this motherfucker. If he's nice, though, y'all can at least get to the damn AFC Championship. Y'all can get to the Super Bowl. It could be Lions, Texas. The Vigilante Bowl, we'll call it. It could be Lions, Texas. I'm default picking the Lions in the NFC because I just have to. Though we're going to win less games. I know I just started sports talk. I love sports. Even though it don't love me and it's fake. Yeah, the white girl dropped the N-bomb. Yeah. I'm like I said, it'll come up, but I'd rather not talk too much about it. Drafted backup QB as a cap saver. Yeah, a lot of people were mad about it, but the more you thought about it, like, it's not the end of the world. Pick the fed about. So the guy is a pedophile. So man, he told me he had a video saying he's not, and he has his own kids there. That was his excuse, man. I don't know. He said he had kids. So I don't know if he's a pedophile or not. But again, I don't know. So the rumor is Texas. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. They had a guard from last year who would make a big jump in the offseason. How did these stories get cosmically twisted to each other? This is why I don't want to talk about it. These are two totally unrelated stories with humans thousands of miles apart. But somehow they have become a connected story. Mainly because of GoFundMe or one of these platforms that allow both of them to accumulate money. That is where the story is. We're going to get into quote unquote conspiracy. Vigilante, why do you think this is a PSYOP story? Because that's something that's manipulatable easy. And it costs you a couple million for a little bit of division. And we know, if nothing else, even if you don't believe Every conspiracy theory, if nothing else, the news media always needs something to talk about. Internet needs something to talk about. Internet personalities need something to talk about. And so two stories that have no real relation to each other have become cosmically linked. Crazy work. Yeah, the fundraisers. That's what I said, because of GoFundMe. The fundraisers. And the internet. But yeah, like I said, I only know the past thing. I don't know why I don't know what the justification of funding either is. And I actually don't. I don't know what the justification of funding either is. Now, I don't know if there's a detail that I'm missing from each story if you understood this, but I don't understand the justification for funding either story. Or funding either. Yes. Caught that. But that's weird. So this guy is a pedo. So because that's a part of the story that's getting totally tossed. See, that part is the more relevant story. But yeah, you're right. It's the fucking fundraiser. It is a 6-rounder. People would have rather spent that on the card. They want us to fight and turn on each other. Absolutely. Absolutely. They always want division, in the bare minimum, they get something to talk about for 3-4 years. You know what I mean? You just talk about this shit forever. And not only, this is why being a YouTuber is difficult. Because the gimmick is, you can talk about it too if you want to try to make some money. So the gimmick is, hey, you ain't even got 1,000 subs. You can talk about anything. Why don't you talk about both stories? Fan the flames. If I wanted to, and I just focus on both of those stories and just came out with a video each day for a few weeks, I'll probably be at 5,000 to 10,000 subs that quick for just doing that. I don't want to do inauthentic shit like that. Now, if I cared about one of them and I just happen to have an interest, I would. But this shit is just like, man, I don't even know what to say. Like I said, I don't even know what the point is. And yeah, every time someone starts to noticing, and I'm not trying to blame nobody. I'm not trying to blame no group of people at all. And it's not just them, but it's just still, once you notice how fucked up everything is, once you start to notice, you know, that, okay, we do have a uniparty. Okay, why does all our money always go there no matter what happened? What type of shit are they really doing? What type of resources are they really going after? And then all of a sudden, oh, here's some, they could just grab. See, this is why they're psyops, even if they're not psyops. These could be genuine stories, right? Where these are all regular. Well, I was one pedophile. None of these humans are regular. Honestly, everybody in most of these stories are the same, right? But I mean, you say outside the victims, but everything, just whatever. Everything about the story is the same. But they could have organically happened. All it takes, a couple $1 million of funding. You can automate that shit. You can make it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the funding was real, but you can fake fund each one a couple $100,000 if you wanted to. If you was a news organization, if you the AP, if you Fox News / CNN / just I can chip in $100,000. It'd be nothing. You know what I'm saying? And now y'all got stories to talk about. Shout out to The World Is Not Enough. James Bond with Pierce Brosnan, where they had the dude. Was he a newspaper dude and a news dude? And so he would fake stories, but it was like at a global scale, and he wasn't fucking around. So it's like this is how this shit works, man. Yeah, get George Floyd caught free from nowhere. Like, why? It did, especially coming from Ben Shapiro. Man. Like Shapiro, everything going on suddenly, that's your priority. Why? Why is right, bro. How anybody priority is not this economy, I don't know. I don't know how. Shout out to this shows you how disconnected a lot of these creators are from the earth. Some of the things they say, because I'm like, man, this money shit is killing me. Like real life, day to day, this money shit is killing me every fucking day. I don't know how to focus on anything else, but like, man, I hope something works out. Which part of that is like why I've been doing streaming. I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna find another income. Maybe I need to focus more on this YouTube and shit. At least try to get over that 1,000 mark and try to get it monetized just for some extra bread. Cause I am broke. And then I'm thinking about something, man. Just starting some jank businesses like vending machines, 3D printers, something. I just got to find some sort of side hustle to try to make this shit work, man. And just long term, like, okay, how am I going to do some of the things I want to do? I can't just say, oh, well, the economy's bad. I'm just going to give up. Fuck that. I got to figure a way around it. You know what I'm saying? Streaming as well. Nobody shows up. Man. You know what I did was collab. I don't do it now, and since I've slowed down. But if you collab, that can help. Shit, I mean, talk show channel link right now. And I'm sure most people probably have sub, but if you haven't, sub. And just keep trying, man. Some people have a lot of luck with this platform. Some people been on the platform 2 years, already got 1 million subs. And then me, I've been on here 5 years and they got 1,000. So it's just how it goes. Tickets on the payment plan. Yeah, they got a lot of people on payment plan stuff. They don't nobody know what the fuck's going on. Yep, hey, check out Fizz. Check out Fizz. We can all try to, people say the phrase, we try to grow together. And everybody else, I know, Scrambles, you got a channel, toss that shit in there. Retro Rich, you got a channel, toss that shit in there. Fuck, like everybody, if y'all haven't sub. Cause we all we fucking got. I mean, the fuck? Shit crazy out here. They getting their shit together. They're not waiting. And we've known about this the whole time. Let me see if I can pull up a story. I'm of course alluding to the main story that I wanted to get into. So yeah, this is the economic. Let's even look at some of the people running with it. I just look at Bunker, 21 billion, Economic Times, The Independent. There's a few different platforms talking about U.S. has a $21 trillion underground network only for the wealthy to hide out in their extinction event. So this is no longer conspiracy theories, conspiracy confirmed. So, and man, we had video of this shit, bro. I showed video of this shit on my channel when I was a little bit lighter, a little bit younger, a little bit more hopeful. And there were all these trucks that were underground somewhere. They didn't know where they were. One of the truckers took out their phone, recorded the video. They were underground somewhere. So these things have been rumored forever. Hell, we know some cities have underground areas like DC, like New York. We've seen coincidence who we've seen in the underground areas in New York. I'll leave that alone. But it has happened. I hope they don't dox me. We'll see. With all that different ads. But anyways, U.S. built a secret underground city cost $21 trillion where the ultra wealthy can hide out during a near extinction event. This is what a former government official has claimed. Catherine Austin Fitz served as Assistant Secretary of Housing, Urban Development under President Bush. Made the shocking allegation on Fox News Tucker Carlson's podcast, according to Realtor.com. So one thing, I just talked about sensationalizing for things. This could be a sensationalized story itself. So, take everything with a grain of salt. It is, whenever major platforms cover stuff, you almost get more skeptical rather it's true. But this has been something that's been long rumored, and you're seeing some level of confirmation that's worth a damn. A stunning $21 trillion in unauthorized spending occurred in the department between 1998 and 2015, according to a 2017 report released by MSU economist Mark Skidmore. His report had been prompted by Fitz referring to a report which indicated the Army had $6.5 trillion in unsupported adjustments to fiscal 2015. Given the Army's $122 billion budget and made unsupported adjustments for 54 times. And a lot of those adjustments just intentional overpaying by the Army for the contractors that the stockholders are in Congress. So they'll sell, a piece of plastic that costs $1 for like $150 to the Army, and it's just okay, because the so-called government, the so-called republic own the company, so it's okay. But whatever. Typically, such adjustments in public budgets are only a small fraction of authorized spending. While the Tucker Carlson show, Fitz said she spent years investigating where the $21 trillion had gone and discovered there were 170 underground bases in the U.S. And you would imagine they'll also be connected. I'm not sure if she's going to say that. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed. That's my own conjecture. I do want to say that. The NORAD bunker located at Cheyenne Mountain Complex serves as a training site for space crew. NORAD bunker is one of the most famous in the world. Now, a government official says new bunker has been built to save the super wealthy from an extinction event. One of the things I looked at in the process of looking at this, where this money is going, is the underground base. City infrastructure is funny. They put more in a city for the wealthy, and I'm just trying to see you guys' comments. I can't quite see them. Than for y'all, for you. And some of you guys are posting your stuff out there. Thank you for yourselves. I just wish I hope y'all can grow. Hope everybody can grow. Let's check in on India and Pakistan. Oh yeah, that shit happened too. Underground areas like tunnels. That's what it's So yeah, Retro Richard is trying to get a feature on Kanye's new album. It looks like trust no Pakistan. I trust India, but Pakistan's a Harlem territory. Just coincidence to find them there. Yeah, they're going at it, aren't they? Like, is World War III started? Is it a 1-on-1? Because they've got it cracking, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know what the reporting is. The large cyber, holy shit. So yeah, they're cracking. Wow, what a time to be alive, man. We have an extraordinary number of underground bases and supposedly transportation systems, including bases below oceans. Wow. Just think of think about how much it would cost to put a base under the ocean. And see, this is why here's something that hasn't been confirmed yet, that there's a LHC under Texas, that there's a massive, large hadron collider somewhere in potentially, with a footprint that's like massively large, as larger than the LHC and the where is it in? Is it Geneva? The CERN one? There's a rumored one in Texas that's like massive. Maybe under one of these cities or around one of these cities. I don't know if it's Houston or Dallas. More likely one of them. Is China building their own LHC? They might. One was rumored. They wanted to do it above the ground, meaning like on the record in the 90s, and they said no. But apparently they did it anyway with unaccounted for money. As you see, we read earlier. What did they call? What was that term? Unsupported adjustments. 6.5 trillion in unsupported adjustments. So something like that, and they built the LHC under Texas. That's allegedly larger than. I haven't got as many scam calls either, bro. I didn't even think about that. Cotton, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. It's just between India and Pakistan now. But a bunch of people staring each other down. Some people already start swinging. Let's just hope it stay that way. We'll see. Not immediately clear where the secret bunkers are located. We know at least there's one at a different airport or in that area. Or who among the elites may have access to them should disaster strike. It's unknown the scope of the bunker or the features of everyday life they include. The bases will be used if a near extinction level event, which means they're planning for a near extinction level event to be done onto the people. So great for that. We're imminent or for the government to carry out secret projects, including the secret space program. Carlson assumed the bases will only exist in Washington, D.C. to be used in case of nuclear war. Some of it is preparation for catastrophe. Is that it? That's it. Okay. So, yeah, man. I don't know. Man. I mean, it is, at the end of the day, it's not pure confirmation, right? It is just somebody's testimony. It's just one person. That's what I'm saying. Based under the ocean, that seems incredible. But I mean, like I said, I've heard about an LAC under Texas. I've heard about underground bases at some of these airports. Obviously, Denver being the main one, and I think in Florida too. I don't know if these are true. Oh yeah, the stones got blow up, the Georgia Guidestones, which, you know, allegedly Ted Turner may have been the guy who funded that. Who knows? We never knew who funded those. But before they mysteriously got blew up, they did say they only wanted a population of 500 million. We know we're at 8 billion, allegedly, because I've heard some people think that we don't have that many people on Earth. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in Pakistan, India, or China, which is some of the most populous areas of the planet right now. And two of them are beefing, which is pretty crazy. They got nukes aimed at each other. If a nuke goes off, World War III is here. So this could retroactively be the start of World War III, yeah. Because it may not be officially, but if it should start off of this conflict, we will go back and say, oh, this is where it started. Under the ocean seems impossible. Under the lake, I don't know if that's even possible. If under the ocean is possible, we know the level of technology that the government has is sci-fi level and well beyond anything we can imagine. Straight up. If you can get some, because I get that you do have wires and shit under the ocean, right? And certain data wires under the ocean, the transatlantic, whatever. And maybe you could feed something off of that. But I mean, how the fuck are you going to power an underground base under the water? Like, what is the utility of that, by the way? I mean, to keep it pressurized from cracking and all that shit permanently, like, what is that like? How do you do the math of that? Like, that's just, you can do that in a DC comic because no one's really worried about the practical math of that. I am not an engineering student, but there's no way that's possible, right? Nukes fall out. Other people might get hit. So get them both short-range nukes. I don't know what they have, though. It's too late to give them. They have what they have. They both could have longer-range nukes. No one can store antimatter energy yet. Supposedly comes in contact with any normal matter. Yeah, I missed scam calls for a bit. Last week, they back to normal, I see. For friendly reasons. Musk was supposed to make the vehicles that travel in them. Well, fuck Musk. Musk is supposed to make a bulletproof Cybertruck. Tell Musk to do anything that he accomplished. Fuck him. If it goes between them, the smoke, everything go over China. We say if it goes between them two, the smoke and everything right over China because of the winds this year. Oh man, yeah, China could get involved. Network stretching from Cali to Colorado. Okay. I don't know if I heard that. Or too much stuff and have oil and drilling. They do it. There's oil and drilling. Underwater bases have been built. Maybe under lakes, yeah. Under the ocean just seems crazy. Thing is, the pressure is too great to build under. Not to. So that's what I would think. Like the pressure would fuck that up. See the new statues yet? What new statues? I don't think I knew what you're talking about. India is kind of a strategic China rival as well. Yeah. Yeah, but underwater bases, like under ocean bases, that does seem too much. Like that's. I mean, I just couldn't. I don't even know what the utility of it is, even if it was possible. It could. How do you keep air? It just. I couldn't even think of it. Like I couldn't even imagine. It's just.
Everybody, it's Tony Robbins and Dean Grant.
I keep seeing this shit. How positive am I? The fuck. Tony fucking Robbins. Still out here grifting these rich folk about success and shit. Crazy work. Crazy work. Now it's a bunch of motherfuckers like that now, though.
A new statue in Times Square we're told, turning heads. It's making people not only stop and stare, but also reflect.
See what
a
we
rare
got.
feat in the middle of one of the busiest places in the world. Zinnia Maldonado shows us why.
At 12 feet tall, in the middle of Times Square, stands a bronze sculpture of a young woman.
It's instantly stood out. It's powerful.
Is this real? What is this?
It's so tall and big.
The sculpture, created by artist Thomas Price, was unveiled at Duffy Square last week, and in just a matter of days, it has stopped hundreds in their tracks. Who is she? Well, technically, she's whoever you want her to be.
Me being a plus-size black woman, I kind of looking at it was just like, oh, I wonder what.
Wait a second. Is this? Hold on. Stop. Is this a Key and Peele sketch? Her name is Blessing Obese. That's not her real name. CBS New York. Why did y'all do that? That was wrong. That was wrong, CBS New York. That's not her real name. That's not her real last name. Stop.
It's like, oh, I wonder what me as a small child would have thought looking at something like that. Representation.
The piece is part of a series called Grounded in the Stars, which Gene Cooney, director of Times Square Art, says confronts preconceived notions of identity and representation.
You know that beautiful black women exist? Why don't nobody represent them? There's all sorts of beautiful black women in existence, but they can never get representation. All right.
To have this work here is making a statement.
And I like the tortoise in all flavors. I'm not mad at a fat black woman or fat woman of any kind. I like the tortoise, but I like pretty women too. No disrespect. Why can't we ever represent pretty black women anymore? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna shut up and just watch the rest of this.
Potentially asking questions about what we value as a city, as a society, and hopefully it's a tribute to our shared humanity.
Tourists and New Yorkers we spoke with expressed different interpretations of what she represents to them.
It's a plus-size woman. I'm a plus-size man. I'm African-American. It's the African-American woman statue. So just seeing another piece for me to stop and just have a moment with was very powerful.
No disrespect, brother. I don't think you're too interested in women. For some reason, no disrespect, I wish you the best in all your endeavors. I don't think you have the greatest interest in women in general, but carry on.
Was very powerful.
If you look at the eyes, it's looking straight at something, it's focused, it's purposeful.
The sculpture proves to be a well-liked juxtaposition placed among the more traditional statues in Times Square, which is the goal, according to officials, of placing said artwork in such a significant area.
Coming from a person of color background as well, it's really nice to see something come across as like this everyday person that looks a little bit out of place. But I also think that's because of where we are standing. It might not look out of place if everything in our surrounding reflected everyday life more to us.
From Times Square, Zinnia Maldonado.
No, all jokes aside, that seems cool. That's cool. There's a lot. I mean, that's cool. I've seen worse pieces of art. But I just like, damn, they always show a specific type of black woman all the time. And listen, again, Viggy Smalls don't care. You know what I mean? I love thick black women. I love thick white women. I love thick Latinas. I love thick everybody. I'm not trying to fat shame. I'm just saying why every single time you represent a black woman, you represent, and I know some, there's people that statistically, everybody obese right now, right? Everybody. The obese rate and on Earth it's just higher, motherfucker. It got high in China, and it got high everywhere. Because even in countries where they have less of the foods, or less of the chemicals and shit, they still eat a lot of bad foods. Everybody getting more obese across the planet. But okay, higher rate of obesity. I don't know, but whatever. John Reese's, that's crazy. There was some. I didn't even notice that. They got one in Italy too. Okay, man. You know what though? Let them. I mean, when you think about some art, I've been walking around. I'll see like some art that's just some random ass shape. You're like, I don't even know what the fuck this is. So I mean, they want to put random people as art. That's cool. It ain't. But yeah, there are beautiful black women scrambles in the rest of the chat. But yeah, statues, art is supposed to be the most, you would think, at least the most aesthetic representation of something. I guess, you can have, well, this art is supposed to be more realistic to everyday. Okay. Caucasians are the global minority. Why is the only country containing this minority pushed to be culturally diverse? I don't know. Was every country well? Some of that you're going to have to ask other white people because like I didn't make that statue. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that? What are the odds that only white people, or again, I have no issue with any other groups. Please let my channel survive. My videos aren't doing that well. I don't want to speculate. I'm not trying to think. But odds are, I don't think that was whoever greenlit that probably was not black. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, more likely, Caucasian, more Caucasian than any other nationality had to do with that statue being there. More than likely. Maybe some Latinos to actually do the work. But you know what I'm saying? As far as the design and actually making the decision to do it, I mean, maybe you had, I don't know. Maybe it's a self-insert. Maybe if we saw who greenlit it, we're like, oh, no, we know exactly who that is. I don't know. See, I didn't want to, listen, we have no issues with any states that have only been recently developed. It may have been listen, we just things can be coincidental, and we at the Vigilante Williamson show are making no assumptions and pushing no coincidences. Yeah, as a exception, Russia's not being pushed to be diverse, and Russia is not part of Western culture. That's true. But yeah, why is the West? I don't know. And you need to stop noticing because I need to keep this channel going. Stop noticing. Yeah. But I mean, you guys can make assumptions. You get a tan, you kind of look Hispanic. Fair enough. The pole shift is creeping in the mainstream. You've known for 10 years. What do you mean pole shift? But yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna date a fat black woman. I don't care. Super skinny, trying to work out, get muscle. Seeing that has motivated me. Like, I was supposed to go to the gym, but instead I had to run errands. I forgot my fucking headphones while I was out running errands, so I didn't go to the gym. I might go after this stream just to at least get some cardio in. Oh, like the magnetic pole shift. I've heard of that. North Pole moves south. I've heard of that. Like, when is it supposed to happen? I thought it was, remember the big rumor at first was it would happen in 2012. Did it? And yeah, we were talking about Underground City, and we could go back to that. You know, I covered the little write-up on it. You know, me and Fizz were wondering, is something like, they were talking about ocean bases, under the ocean bases. It's like, is that really viable? And if so, I mean, to what grand extent would it take to actually maintain an underground base under the ocean? That would mean, you hear about some of the tech, and it just sounds so fantastic. Like, literally fantastic. Like, fantasy. It just sounds like, okay, they can't really have that. But I don't know. 2030s, 2040s, best guess. What's going to happen when that happens? Speeding up the magnetic field is weakening every 6,000 years. I see. Only thing I felt losing weight is swimming. I've been eating a lot more fruit, even though this week I messed up as far as fast food. I'm trying to eat less fast food. Try to cook more of my own food. Island bases are possible. Under the sea bases. I can't imagine they really are. And even island underground bases to some extent. Like what that presents some issues. Yeah, fast food is fast food. I get back. And I save money not fucking with fast food either, so. Yeah, island bases can't be possible. But she said that there were tons of bases, that there were somehow trillions of misappropriated dollars. I mean, you hear of this stuff when you hear of these type of conspiracies. It is through Tucker and whatever you think he is at this point in time. I mean, there were some mainstream places that ran with it. We're in a place where a lot of these conspiracies are getting confirmed, right? Everything is garbage, yeah. Everything. Didn't they, I think I saw a clip, was it Rogan talking about them trying to fact check RFK about him talking about the cereal? Like the cereal, it has different ingredients in Canada, or the Canadian version, than the American version, even though I think they're made in the same factory in Michigan. But they make one version for Canada and one version for the U.S. It's like, why not just make the same version? But they allow worse, cheaper chemicals for the U.S. version. And they're trying to get rid of those chemicals. But yeah, even if the food's garbage. People prepare for anything except not having enough air. Because that's what you run out of first. Yeah, that's what you would think. Underground base to survive, maybe listless. Appreciate you being here. Apparently the elite have underground bases. That's what somebody who was a part of HUD for years, the Housing and Urban Development. They said they came across a bunch of misappropriated funds from the military, and it went to underground bases. Now, some of the stuff she was talking about, as we discussed, it seemed like, underwater, under ocean bases that was mentioned. That seems too much. And if that is even plausible, because like you said, how do you keep the air supply? How do you keep the pressurized, situation? And why would you want to be underwater? What is there? Or I wonder, under the ocean, what is there? Unless this is even deeper, and I mean, I don't know what conspiracy theories they fuck with on this platform. There's only one way under ocean base works. And that involves another conspiracy theory. That not just are there underground bases that are man-made or by this group of men, but that there's something else entirely beyond what we imagine underneath. So, I don't know. Fantastic Four is coming out. Don't they have the Mole Men or some shit like that down there in that lore? So, I don't know if Hollow Earth is real. I don't even know if I can say that, but that would be required for that to work. Otherwise, how else could it work? And that, again, that takes into science that we ain't even been taught. So, who knows? But at instead of the speculative level, what we can at least confirm through whatever that person's name was, the last name was Cates. I can re-research the article and talk about it. Yeah, this Catherine Austin Fitz is this person's name. And it says there's 170 undercross bases, and some of these bunkers are beneath oceans. Beneath oceans, it seems crazy. Unless there's more to the story that we haven't even thought of. So I don't know. have a villain called the Mole Man. Okay, I knew something. I was close. I'm coming off the top. Off the top like Macho Man. Off the top like Jeff Hardy. Well, looking purely on the state of the world is now, it's more and not less problematic. Yeah. We're talking about apparently Pakistan and India are redeeming ass whoopers on each other, so that's not good. Respect to the meat processors, though, it is a pain in the ass. The underground bases that fill it with lava. That's what you would think. Like, I mean, how far underground are we talking? And don't you get to a point where you start to deal with like the earth and the plates and volcanic and all sorts of stuff like that? I'm not an expert on how that works. You know, I went to high school in the public school system like everybody else, but I know of it supposedly being stuff that you should worry about if you have a base under the sea and under the earth. Looking at it doesn't affect my life. Don't really care about rich people hiding underground. It might affect your life if they start blowing shit up. Doesn't mean they will. But it's just interesting. And it's interesting stuff. This is stuff that people have speculated for years and years and years. And you start to say, oh, no, there's something to it. At very minimum, we know there are even if the numbers are wrong, even if it's not 6 trillion, even if it's not 170 bases, we know there are unaccounted for, which we knew, but you get it. Here's it in writing. There's unaccounted for military bases all across the country. And there's a network of them being able to travel underground. So, and again, I saw some of this during the pandemic. They had all these supplies being put, all these different truckers didn't know where they were. There was some underground dock, and they were all just sitting there waiting. So I had already seen this stuff. But to get that confirmation, to get all the conspiracy stuff, I can't be nowhere called conspiracy theorists. There's nothing I think of that isn't on some level already confirmed, on some level already known. Like, there's nothing I can think of. I mean, like I mentioned, like Hollow Earth and some of the more fantastic stuff that, you hear about. Could be a thing, could not. Sometimes that's fun. But, I mean, we talk about most of the real stuff, about how evil these people are, how they operate, what are some of the things they into. I mean, shit, they're on public telling you they use fucking facials with kids' foreskins in them. I didn't say that. They said that. You know what I mean? This isn't even when you get more and more moments like that, I don't have to tell you there's MK Ultra. Just say Holy Ghost in front of Al Roker and just watch him freeze on the Today Show. You know what I mean? It was like so many of these things, the things that fly out the ocean in big Tic Tacs. How do you safely keep sending men up and down from an underwater base without spending boatloads of money? Exactly. And again, what is the practicality of doing this? Why are we doing it? What do you gain from this? Briefly saw someone mention the Earth poles flipping and it being some sort of cataclysm. So I don't think hiding underground. Yeah, it doesn't seem like, how would that help? No, well, which one? I heard World War III. I didn't hear the cousin giving him head or giving the head cousin one. I haven't heard that one. But I heard the World War III. We was talking about Hitler and yeah. Apparently all the billionaires are getting set up in New Zealand. Let's see. Exactly. They have shit flying out the ocean. They figured it out already. Well, that's true. No, I'm gonna go ahead and pass on the new Kanye West. I'm a fan of his earlier work, but I'm going to go ahead and leave some of his modern stuff alone. One, I'll probably get copyright claimed anyway. And two, again, I'm going to go ahead and pass. No one's dug deeper than the Earth crust. No one's dug to the magma yet, and the crust is ultra ridiculously thick. So that's another, even underground to some extent is pretty risky and pretty silly. Underminer from The Incredibles is literally just a moment. I see. Well, I mean, you can argue The Incredibles were like kind of they're not quite the Fantastic Four, but there was definitely some of that. That one being a family sort of thing was kind of implied. Shouldn't there be enough energy in the center of the Earth to fix the environment? Like they would had some geothermal energy source being so close to the Earth. I don't know. But it's just like, how do you keep so much of the Earth above you from collapsing? You know what I mean? And maybe some of these caves just naturally occur, but how do you keep them stable enough to build a base under? Is it possible to drill a hole? Jesus Christ, probably not. Fizz says no one's got to the magma, and because the crust is ridiculously thick, and I don't even know what would happen if you put all that plastic. And in order to dig deeper than the Earth crust, you need a nuclear-powered digging device that won't break. So I don't think we're there technologically. So, what does underground mean? And, we talked about Denver, and I think some people said from Colorado to Cali. Remember, Colorado and some of those states are actually above ground. So you're really just digging into mountains. It's not quite... It could be under the city and still be in a mountain. You know what I mean? Or in mountainous areas. So, it's still, so technically some of that stuff could be above sea level. So, I don't know. But it's interesting. I don't know. I find it interesting to think about. Wonder. I need escapism, man. Like I said, the real world is crazy. And then the stories they want us to focus on is crazy. I don't know how anyone can focus just day to day on anything but money. Well, how scary that is. And Pakistan, India lost nukes, fixes global warming. Well, I hope that doesn't happen. I'd love not to find out. If I could have a goal. But, do I really care about billionaires? No. It's funny. There's a lot of anti-billionaire sentiment. Which I'm not pro-billionaire, but everybody's. A lot of eat the rich going around. Which I'm not a big fan of eat the rich because it's a methodology of jealousy, right? I'm also not a big fan of getting fucked by the rich. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the evil shit they have set up. Everything's so fucking evil. Everything's so fucking expensive. And just living a basic life has gotten so fucking difficult. Fuck that. But I don't want to be so caught up in the spirit of looking at somebody else's pocket like, oh, man, fuck you because you have it. You know what I mean? Because what is the rich? Okay, it's one thing to say fuck the billionaires, but how low do you go before you say, I don't hate this person. Is it 100 million, 20 million? How much does somebody have to have for you to not be jealous of them? And then, again, it's just not I don't like to be in a state of envy if I can help it. All right, good night, Jamalama. Appreciate you being here. Is there enough geothermal energy to power GTA 6 servers? We're going to find out in 2027. I know they said 2026. Y'all think it's coming out? Y'all think it's coming out in 2026, GTA 6? I don't. 2027. I still have not decided about New Vegas. Even though, you know what? I did just get paid, so I may check it out. I kind of want to semi-raw dog it, though. Pause. And kind of learn for myself. Kind of feel around for myself. But I will watch your guide. Maybe. Nah, because it gets delayed by World War III. I mean, they said last year it was going to come out this year. So it's like, well, this is the same thing that's been happening. Well, how do I know it's going to come out 2026? So it gets delayed by World War III. I think 2027 at the earliest. Could be 2028. Maybe the apocalypse, maybe the ancient minds was right. The world did end in 2012, and we just in the afterlife collectively. It's not top of the list for what I'll play. Yeah, I'm not really that hype on it. I'm not a big GTA person. You don't see me play GTA 5. I did play Vice City a little. That's really because I just like the 80s music. So, you know what I'm saying? What's going to happen with all these movies and shows that film different places? What do you mean? And damn, a lot of people left. I'm sorry. What the hell? What did I do? What'd I say? Everybody left. Oh, well. But no, listen, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Movies and shows that film different places. Is there something going on? Trump made it. Everything has to be filmed in the U.S. See, that's the weird shit. Come on, man. Because of tax breaks. See, Trump is going overboard with some of this shit, bro. Just like, who cares? Man, motherfuckers just wanted the price on eggs to go down and the gas price to go down. I don't think nobody really wanted all this other shit. Some people say they do. Maybe they did. That's all anyone really gave a fuck about. Just note none of the crazy, wacky shit from the left. Even though, you know, I follow a lot of shit on both sides. Well, that I can stand. I actually get rid of a lot of shit on both sides too. But sometimes you come across leftist content. They're talking about something like, okay, I can kind of understand that, and then it's like, yeah, and trans rights and all this other dumb shit. It's like, nah, you know what? I'm not good on that. You don't give a fuck about eggs. When I say eggs, I'm talking about just some, like the price of living, the price of essentials, the price of bills. I give a fuck about bills. Can my bills be lowered? Can it be cheaper for me to live? Can food be cheaper? I mean, I got the Costco stuff. Hollywood may have to cut the streaming service. I made a video about how streaming is failing and how physical media is going to have to come back. And it just came out the other day. Eggs are pretty good. Hey, Gordo. They won't use Vancouver. Yeah, a lot of times they shoot stuff in Vancouver, UK, New Zealand, stuff like that. They won't film. And you just made movies more expensive, and we need cheap indie movies. You know what I mean? And shit, I need to find places to film music videos. I don't know where to film music videos at. Shit, I want those. Yeah. Well, listen, no lists are going to be dropped. We're not going to get a fucking Epstein list, it doesn't look like. We're not going to get a Diddy list. We're not going to get any list that we want. But yeah, I do want these fuckers out of government. Fuck the Hollywood chomos too. Stop letting weirdos out of the country. Well, this is how you know your orange man's just part of the uniparty, because he's not really done anything for that. And if he wanted to, he could have. And this is why people think when they were shooting at him, they wasn't trying. I have heard rumors of names of some of the Diddy people. I don't know if are those official. We can let's see. I saw some with Michael B. Jordan and a bunch of other people, and Mike Myers and was it a bunch of motherfuckers. We can see if what's official or what's Diddy list of names. Okay, News Nation has something for whatever you think they're worth. Here's some old pictures. Paris Hilton. I don't know who that is. Hold on, let's see.
But when it comes to degrees of separation between artists and actors and icons and movers and shakers, nobody is more entwined with the cultural fabric of the past 30 years than Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, whatever you call him. His fingerprints are all over music and television and fashion and fragrances, even the liquor that we've been drinking for decades.
Well, my first drinks was Ciroc. I ain't even gonna lie.
And even if you don't know Diddy from Puff Daddy, no judgment, boo. He's had many acts. But he's more than likely made an impression on everybody watching right now. I don't care what your age is. Maybe you'll never forget when he dated J-Lo. That was a big thing, quarter century ago. Trust me.
That was a big thing. And she's somebody who's apparently was involved in some of the weird shit. That's why apparently, is Ben Affleck she broke up with recently, past 5-10 years? After trying again, apparently it was over this shit. Apparently they found out, she was into she liked pizza and we wasn't talking about Little Caesars. Allegedly. And yeah, they are talking about that Aaron Carter kid, listless. His death was pretty suspicious. Aaron Carter, I think his brother was in the Backstreet Boys. And he had a little solo career through Nickelodeon, or it could have been Disney, one of them. From back in the day, and Retro Rich talking about free Diddy. Now keep him locked up. What's Jennifer Lopez? That was Jennifer Lopez. And then Justin Bieber and some weird stuff.
Ben Jen, it was Diddy Jen. But then
trust me, some of the political people there, a lot of these parties happen at Trump Tower. For those who know, because that was, remember, a lot of you say, oh, remember the rappers used to love Donald Trump. Well, yeah, Diddy did, because he used to do whatever the fuck he wanted at them fucking hotel parties.
It was Puff Jen, actually.
See? So I spoke it into fucking existence. This bitch ass motherfucker Al Sharpton. Fuck Al Sharpton.
The voter
spoke this motherfucker into existence. And and ironically, one of his biggest trolls, hold on. We getting everybody. I know this white lady talking. So we see 50 Cent behind. 50 don't like Diddy now. 50 Cent has been to those Diddy parties. 50 Cent has been to those Diddy parties. Do not let 50 shit fool you. He has been. DiCaprio has been too, yeah, allegedly. And some of these people were on different, some of these people went to different islands too. And I ain't talking about Long Island.
He launched the voter die in 2004. Became a really big deal there for a lot of people. He also
there's DiCaprio. You spoke him into existence.
Parties in the Hamptons where everybody who was anybody.
So yeah, let's but you see behind him, you got Paris Hilton, and there's DiCaprio right there. This is when he was young.
He also threw those stars.
He got a type, don't he? Did he? Looking at DiCaprio and Bieber, he got a type.
Studded white parties in the Hamptons.
White parties in the Hamptons, he got a type.
Where everybody who was.
See, y'all said no black guys love y'all. Did he love y'all? Apparently.
Anybody went. Maybe you saw these pictures. Maybe you were there. Maybe you drank that Ciroc vodka that he was shilling for.
Like I said, Ciroc's one of the first alcoholic drinks I drank. Yeah, DiCaprio, we know he like him young. He the whole world know he like him young. He older than me, still won't date nobody that's 25. What's going on here? I don't know.
Ever, right? Maybe you wore a pair of his jeans. Sean John.
I remember Sean John Unforgivable. That was a cold cologne back in the day. Sean John Unforgivable was a cold little cologne back in the day.
Maybe Bad Boy Entertainment opened your eyes and ears to a world that you never knew existed. Now, of course, Sean
Will she get on with
legacy,
the point, though?
Just like his liberty, his fortune, and his future, that all hangs
Did he love Jonah Hill?
Sex crimes trial underway right now.
I mean, it looks like he has
New
a
York federal court. But those connections and Diddy's impact.
looks like he has a type.
Not only are
There's a
not
Tupac
taken away,
connection, yeah.
they're under the spotlight like
Richard
never
Branson.
before. In the last
He does have his own island. He's an island boy. Yeah, he has his brand called Virgin. And supposedly it's, because we were virgins and everything, we didn't know we were doing. Or you have a type. I don't know. And Jonah Hill's buddy. Yeah, you're right. They are all buddy.
place you might expect. Jury selection. Like, it's never exciting, jury selection. Oh, it's boring. You wait till the panel's picked and then the good stuff starts. No, not in this case. Jury selection's been amazing. The candidates are being asked about their own connections to or impressions of an array of celebrities. And with no explanation why. At least, not yet.
So, basically, these names, so this what's official is, and actually I'm going to move the chat off of the screen so we can see everybody. What's official is these are the names that people during jury selection that are being asked about. So this is how they're connected. We cannot say that they, I'm just saying it for legal purposes, just in case I ever drop content and it blows up somewhere. I ain't trying to get sued. But this is Cassie, infamous girlfriend who he was caught in 2016 beaten in a hotel, even though that video wasn't released till like 2022. Kanye West, everybody's favorite person right now. Michael B. Jordan, a lot of people's favorite person because of Sinners, which is a good movie. Mike Myers, as the token white guy, at least in this crew. Kid Cudi. Do not know who Aubrey O'Day is. I do remember Dallas Austin. He was a big time producer from back in the day. And it looks like his children, Justin and Christian Combs. Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, and Lauren London of just being a hoe on the internet and on not on the internet but just in the industry. Do not know who Dawn Richard is off top either.
The parlor games have begun, my friends. Everybody is trying to connect the dots between the shiny, famous names and the beleaguered rap star Diddy.
I mean, these got to be party goers, right? Why else would you ask
today,
about it?
The name Robert Downey Jr. came up in court. When a prospective juror said that he knew a Robert Downey in high school, it was kind of funny. But Robert Downey, the actor, and Diddy apparently do know each other and have been seen together in public. But Robert Downey Jr. reportedly never attended Diddy's parties. So if he does figure into this trial somehow, it's going to be a lot of news to a lot of us. Mike Myers, another favorite Canadian. Favorite actor.
Yeah, it's just funny. How did nobody go? Nobody went to these parties all of a sudden. Remember it was cool to go to a Diddy party? Remember ain't no party like a Diddy party? And Jay-Z. Jay-Z's been to these Diddy parties. Some of Jay-Z's early albums were, was executively produced by Diddy? Isn't it crazy how there was no party like a Diddy party? And now... you know, all these people are connected to him. Matt Gaetz wanted exposed, and they stopped him from becoming Attorney General in a hurry. Wow. Yeah, Diddy allegedly did molest Justin Bieber. Al Sharpton, fuck that dude. Heard somebody else flip like Rosie O'Donnell. Wow. With DiCaprio likes him young. Diddy and Jonah Hill. And then the Tupac connection. Yeah, I mean, shit. Wasn't he soft on trial for Tupac's murder recently? Or at least that case got brought up. Yeah, I don't feel bad for him. Look at this shit. Texas rookie camp cover. I saw some of it. Queen B. Oh, yeah, Beyonce. Well, yeah, Beyonce and Jay-Z probably involved. So, yeah, Rick Ross and Meek Mill definitely involved. And I wonder if we'll get on my guy, Mike Rubin. He's the new party man out in Hollywood. A couple weird and what happens when we'll see, because y'all can already guess where I was gonna go. You know what was weird and gross? A couple of weeks ago, Mark Carney did a commercial with Mike Myers before he won the election, and they've been pictured with Maxwell Epstein. God damn. Well, you know why people win the election. I thought Pierre had a chance. That's not how shit went, though. So, it is what it is. You're going to throw some celebrities on the bus and save the ones in government. Yep. They're going to save the ones in government and the ones in with money and finance and corporate, the corporate people, the corpos who they was doing the same, probably doing the worst shit. It's probably the corpos and the government pusses and the real powerful people. I did not see people. I saw like coverage, like Cody's video and stuff on it, but I did not. Was it Stutz and 713 Sports or 713 Houston Sports? I saw them, but I didn't actually see the people. I did hear that one dude, the receiver is fucking huge. And then there was some talk about I think we talked earlier about the guard. I think when I look at all the pieces the Texans have, they have a lot of receivers now because you drafted two of them. Even though Tank Dell's probably done, because I can't imagine he's going to be back. But you still got Nico plus these two receivers from Iowa State. Plus you got the running back from USC, which they're high on. We'll see if they basically traded an extra third-round pick for him. So we'll see if he's really worth it. And it's just a lot of people who can catch the ball. Obviously, a lot of the people you just drafted. Plus, you still have Christian Kirk. Remember, you signed Christian Kirk to really be your number 2. Plus, you got these rookies. Plus, the running back. And then you talk about the tight ends. 6'9", 280. Maybe he's not going to be a burner, but at the goal line, and then just in blocking situations, because y'all need to run. Man, if Nick Caley is a competent offensive coordinator, the Texans should go to the AFC Championship. I know the offensive line is going to be a challenge, but you can scheme some of that away. And you got the personnel to be able to scheme some of that away, just by calling draws, calling screens, running the ball enough, doing these simple things. Because a lot of, and then, you had to replace the offensive line from last year. It's gotten younger, worst case scenario. So, there's depth there. There's more than, there's going to be a lot of competition at offensive line. I think that's part of the idea. Is like, hey, we got 2 players at every position pretty much to vie for. Everybody's going to have to compete for their job on the offensive line. So that means, that we'll kind of build the strength that way. Plus, the O-line room is deeper. The wide receiver room is deeper. The D-line room got deeper. Y'all already had damn near generational defense. It's like, well, y'all should win 12, 13 games. Can y'all will y'all be able to beat somebody in the top 4 of the AFC in the playoffs? Talking about, the first 2 times you lost to Kansas City and Baltimore. You beat Cleveland and LA. Can you beat the Bills or Ravens or the Chiefs in the playoffs? That's the question. But y'all should rack up wins on the way there. I think, and then especially in this division, another team could come out because you never know how it's going to work. And then there's going to be some improved teams. Tennessee's even going to be somewhat improved with Cam Ward. So, but y'all should win this division still. The last tackle Mahomes, that's a big if. We'll see how the whistle is for Mahomes this year. We'll see. Yeah, every room got deeper. Pause. Y'all, that's how y'all got better. It's like, wait, there's more depth at everything. Like, I don't know. To me, Houston got a really good team, but there's other teams. I think the Chargers are going to be improved. I don't know how improved Chicago and Green Bay are going to be improved, but they're going to be better. They're definitely not going to be peon wins. They may not be all the way playoff teams, but they're not just going to be easy wins. There's a lot to even Atlanta. You're like, man, they're going to be a little bit better on defense. They threw everything they could at edge rusher. So we'll see. It's going to be a lot of teams improving. I'm worried about the Lions. I'm worried how we are going to do with these new coordinators. I like the talent otherwise, but just having to replace offensive and defensive coordinator at the same time. You signed Woody and Cox. Pause. This is Cox. But yeah, Woody's the running back, right? I forgot what his last name is. Out of USC. He had pretty good numbers. Out of USC. And, you can find running backs in the 4th round. So it happens all the time. Because there's been the running back's been so undervalued for so long. But you can find good running backs. And that, when you have that and it makes it like this offense is going to be a lot better than what people think. And the defense is already pretty goated. So it's like, well, damn, why shouldn't y'all win? Woody Marks, yep. Like, damn, why shouldn't y'all win 12 or 13 games? New coordinators. Oh, shit. You talking about I'm talking about the Lions as far as new coordinator. I know y'all got Haley. Who the fuck are the Lions new coordinators is right? John Morton is our offensive coordinator, and Kelvin Shepard, our defense coordinator. So, let's see. John Morton was our senior offensive assistant in 2022. He was the Bronco Games passing coordinator. And he helped Bo Nix jank that shit because they ain't had no fucking playmakers last year. That was all off jank. So, okay. Well, he got way more talent than they got, so you should be able to do way more than what we have. But he wasn't the coordinator. He was just, still to be the passing game coordinator or whatever. But I'm still, it seems like we kind of just got hired. I can actually show y'all. And Kelvin Shepard, he was the linebackers coach, and then we lifted him up to D coordinator. So these almost feel like internal hire. I mean, one guy used to be here, came back. Another guy from linebackers coach to D coordinator. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if he was a part of that Bo Nix thing, like I said, they didn't have really no. Bo Nix threw almost 30 touchdowns with like really no real playmakers, and not really knowing what the fuck he was doing. So it was like, that is pretty impressive. And until like the halfway through the season, he really even realized what he was doing. So that's pretty impressive. So we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to be optimistic with the Lions. Bengals can't even get their rookies to sign their contract first day of camp. They just curse with contract issues. Yeah, because you got to get all the rookies to sign for mini camp. So I haven't kept up with mini camp across the league. This is why I said, somebody said it feels like it's so long away. I'm like, no, this is when the season start. Because this is when the little mini shit start happening. You got mini camp, then OTAs. That's when stories start. Oh, we get those off-season internal team fights that happen just from practicing. What's wrong with the Bengals GM? I don't know. Because it's not like he's saving money by trying to be lowballing it. It looks like he's somebody who's trying to lowball people, but it ends up getting graped over the table when the negotiation's over anyway. So it's like, you're not even doing it. Just pay people their money, man, bro. Because every single time you're still giving up hundreds of millions of dollars to some player. Like, you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. I don't know what's going over there in Cincinnati. I don't know how they plan on winning the games. You're just gonna give all your money to 3, maybe 4 people, include the pass rusher. That's gonna work. So how do you build the rest of the team if you put like $200 million into 4 people's hands? Texas definitely have a fire camp. You was there last year when Staley hit Schultz. That's pretty cool. Go to camp. If I can get some time off, I might try to do that. After Jimmy Ward's late hit on Stephon Diggs. Camp, you know what? Camp going to be hot in Houston because of all that. It's already going to be some competition in some of these spots. It's going to be a lot of competition, really. It's going to be nothing but competition. Even at spots where people are secure, there's still somebody new to come in and still want to just fight just for the sake of fighting. Ravens are going to be good again, too, yeah. Ravens and Eagles are going to be good. Man, that's also another potential Super Bowl. I keep saying Ravens are eventually going to break through. And Eagles, I mean, they very much could repeat. There's no reason they couldn't. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot of really good teams. Ironically, the records may look a little worse this year because a lot of teams are good, but that's because it's not going to be as easy to, look what the Lions and the Vikings did, man. We just racked up wins out of nowhere because we happen to have, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Arizona. You know what I mean? You just get, there's 3 wins right there. You know what I mean? And we had a lot of stretches like that and made both of those teams, and I hate to say it, they got inflated win records by not having schedules like that, and just by where teams were at some of the times when we got them. So now they had Dallas on our schedule when they were a cupcake team. So you know what I mean? Even San Francisco had a down year. They were on our schedule. So we had so many teams that were beatable, and we just beat them. So we didn't really improve nothing. If those were more credible teams of the year, we never fought the Redskins or win against the Redskins until the playoffs. And you see how that turned out. We didn't play nobody. I mean, we played the Rams, we played the Bucks, we played a couple of teams. We played, obviously each other in the division, but we ain't really play nobody else. And we played the Bills and we lost. So, you know what I'm saying? And I was cool with the loss because it was a close game. And Josh Allen played out of his mind. But truth is, Lions didn't fucking play nobody. And I don't think we're going to get – Chicago's not going to be as easy this year. As much as I want to talk shit about Ben Johnson, those are probably going to be struggle games. We might split with them. So we'll be lucky to get to 10 to 11 wins, not no 15. We'll be lucky to get 10 or 11 wins. I don't give a fuck about what we do in the playoffs. I don't give a fuck about having home field advantage. I don't give a fuck about – I do give a fuck about health. We can't have everybody fucking injured, but I don't give a fuck about wins. Just make the playoffs, however you get in, and whatever happens when you get there matters. That's what we are with the Lions. Everything else don't matter. Yes, I would like to be home field advantage throughout again and just win 2 playoff games to get to the Super Bowl. That's what everybody wants. But if we can't, not if we're going to come back the next week rusty and get fucked up. I don't want that. So. Oh, man, they don't even know about the Heat. So now I'm a little bit more of a veteran Texan. Not a Houston Texan, but a Texan that lives in Houston. Motherfucker, this heat gets hot. This heat hasn't started, bro. This heat hasn't even got close. This is still comfortable weather. Woo! He don't know what July is. I need 3 teams to succeed so the Commanders don't go in. I'm sorry, the Commanders are getting in. I don't see how. We'll see. The Giants are going to be improved. I don't know about the Cowboys, though. The Eagles are going to be obviously pretty good. I just don't know about the Cowboys. How hot it can get. Yeah, high 80s is not hot. It can get triple digits out here. It can stay triple digits for a while. You can have the whole month of August can be triple digits. It can be like that. At least since I've been here, one of these months was like triple digits. Yeah, it can be like that. 110 plus, it can really be like that. It can get hot in Houston. Like I said, triple digit month. Couple summers ago was one of I think it might have been my first summer. My first, even, you know what though, I kind of feel when I first moved here, even the spring heat was a bit much for me. I'm like, oh man, this is so hot. I didn't know how to deal with it. I had to adjust. I'm slightly adjusted. He said, yeah, you in Zoda, so what, a few places higher than here, 120 middle of the summer, don't be a pussy. Yeah, it get hot as fuck out there. But it's hot. It get hot out here. It took me a minute to get acclimated. Because even when it was like 90 degrees, and it get hot in Charlotte. I mean, you had 100-degree days in Charlotte, but not 100-degree months. 109 still. That feels like it was like 117. Which, okay, why is it feels like? How do they determine what it feels like? How's that determined? And why don't we use what it feels like? Because that's what we're going to deal with. We feel what we feel with. Human heat is different. Very true. Very true. Yeah, the desert heat is a dry heat. Mm-hmm. No. It gets hot in Houston. It gets hot. This is definitely one of the hotter places. Hey, like I said, some places get like 80. So it don't really dry off till you go back to Austin. Yeah. But all right, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. What the hell? Okay, I got this little update talking about Windows update. In any event, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and probably try to get to the gym even. So it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. I appreciate seeing you guys and streaming this week. Hopefully I can get some clips out from some of these streams. Next week is videos. If you missed a part, you'll hopefully see it. And then hopefully we can do more streams. It's been fun getting back into it. So if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. Even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I'll talk to all you guys later. Peace.